everybody. Hi, Tori. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Tracy. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Epic Nurse. Thank you guys for joining. It's good to see everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Pamela. It was good. It was interesting. Very interesting. Different vibe than here. That's for sure. Oh, you have your notifications set, Ref Girl. Awesome. Yeah, I didn't know if I would be back tonight, but obviously feeling very, actually not even as inspired as I imagined, but very, very, very grateful for all of you and the energy that we have here. Hi, Mark. Hi, Sierra. Hi, Tony. Yeah, this space that we're creating here and all of you is just like so beautiful. And yeah, the energy tonight was different. I'll just say that. Very different. Hi, Reese. Thank you for joining. If you're new, my name's Cass. I'm a psychic medium and spiritual coach. And here we do some live free spirit-led mediumship readings, as well as just talk about all things spiritual and healing. We talk a lot about mental health and healing our energy and aligning and following our purpose and knowing that our loved ones are around us all of the time and learning how to connect with them ourselves and then connecting with them through me too. So, hi, Lacey. Hi, Heather. I don't take questions in the chat. So how this works is I do spirit-led mediumship readings, which means I allow spirit to decide who's going to come through. I then connect with them and get evidence of who they are. So that evidence can be how they like, what they look like, their personality, things they like to do, all sorts of things about them. I'll then see who it's for. We'll provide a little bit more evidence just to confirm that that's who it is. And then I will relay a message from them. And this message comes from this really beautiful place of like a higher perspective, and it's free of all the negativity that's here on earth. And they see all now, and they see what they did wrong in their lives, and they see how they affected others. So the insight that they're providing through their message when they come through in a reading is like very, very insightful and very meaningful, not just for the person that it's for, but for all of us, because even though we may not be going through something that's happening like in the sitter's life and that moment, we will probably go through something similar at some point in our life, and we can look back at this and be like, oh, remember that reading when we got this beautiful download of insight about this exact situation? And we can use that information. So as we move forward too. So just being grateful for really any connection we get, whether it's our person or others. And then there's also the possibility that somebody could come through that is very similar to your loved one. And that's they call it a postcard. I just learned that term myself, but it's when you were nudged here for a reason, you are sent here for a reason, you're watching this for a reason. And if a lot of it is resonating, but it's not quite your person, it's a good sign from your loved one that they nudged you to be here and to pay attention and that this is real, okay? So yeah, I don't actually take names and requests during the lives. I do spirit-led. So I'm going to ask spirit to bring somebody through, and then I will start to relay that information. But I leave it up to spirit because right now there's 150 people there, and I'm just a merely human that doesn't know who should come. And so I leave it up to spirit, guys. That being said, if you're asking if your loved one is okay, 1,000,000% yes, okay? When they transition out of their physical body, they essentially return home to their soul's true vibration of unconditional love and light. Within all of us, we have a true vibration of unconditional love and light that exists within us all of the time. Our human experience in physical body create this density that keeps us on earth and allows us to utilize free will and ego in order to make decisions, which we can make wrong decisions when we have that. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for the shares, the follows, the likes already. So our human experience is pretty dense, and it keeps us in our physical body and allows us to make some negative choices, right? But when we transition out of our physical bodies, and I think it's interesting to think about it from the state of, this is going to be us one day, guys. And I know that's going to freak some of you out. And if I say the word even death, it's like, or I say dead people, it's like, oh, death is more inevitable than birth, honestly. Like, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. And the more we become comfortable with this, and the more we become comfortable and aware that our loved ones are still very much in our life, the better we can live our human experience. Because a lot of times it takes like a near-death experience for somebody to like wake up and be like, oh shit, I only have so much time to be a good person, to do the right thing. And it's like, we shouldn't need a near-death experience. If we were more comfortable realizing that one day we're not going to be here, we would put in the effort to learn the lessons that we're meant to learn in this lifetime, in the time that we have on earth. And it is our choice to learn those lessons. We can avoid them, we can rebel against them, or we can just go through them, learn, and grow. And when we grow, we raise our vibration, and that allows us to connect with the spirit world more. So in the spirit world, for me, guys, if you're new to here, it's just this energetic world that exists all around us and within us. As I said, we have this true vibration of ourselves within us, of unconditional love and light. And by connecting that to the spirit, like, that is the spirit world within us. That is the divine within us. And that is what exists all around us in this higher vibrational place. And we are very able to communicate with this place through our energetic centers, which every human has. Every human has chakras outside of the body that takes in energy. It's how we experience intuition. It's how we experience like feeling others' energies. You know, when you're standing behind someone in line at the grocery store and you're like, they're having a bad day, that you're receiving that energy through your energetic centers. So you have the ability to receive energy from the spirit world because it's existing all around us. It's just at a higher vibration, free of physicality. So they're sending you information, but we're not taught to know that. And we're not taught to understand how that works. So we're just blindly going around receiving this energy. Then we get overwhelmed, some of us. Then we get depressed, some of us. Like, it's overwhelming, it's anxiety, or we just don't know. But once we start to consciously understand how all of this works, we can actually feel our loved ones around, and we can connect to this divine light and love that exists within us and around us in order to help guide us on earth. Because it's my belief that we all come to earth for a reason, with a purpose, to learn certain lessons. And once we start to move in a healthier way towards learning those lessons and stay away from ego and make choices that reflect our highest good using our free will, we are able to just move through life in a much healthier, positive way. And it makes life a lot more peaceful and purposeful and aligned, and it makes it more fun. It's like a little scavenger hunt of all the signs and all the synchronicities, and what's the next little thing I have to learn, and then what's the next reward for learning it. Like, it's a constant reward system, although the reward system is a little delayed, which can make it hard. So if you make a good decision and you don't see benefits from it right away, it can be hard, because in our society, especially now, we are so accustomed to getting things right away. And it's like, but I put in the work and I did it and I'm trying. And then the next thing you know, it's been a couple weeks and you're like, see, it didn't work. Like, why did I bother? Why did I bother taking the harder route when I could have just taken the easy route? It will always come back to you. Karma is real. It will always come back to you. Energy is energy. And when you start to become an energetic match for other good energy, it will just start flowing to you in ways that you could never imagine. It just takes a little while. So what in the hell is, I get that all the time now. That's so funny. I had blonde hair before, and I got Sheryl Crow when I was blonde, but anyway, so yeah, it's always going to come back, but karma not in a bad way, guys. We shouldn't wish bad on others, because then that means that we're an energetic match for somebody to wish bad on us. Karma is real in the sense that when you do good, you will get good, period. So we do spirit-led readings tonight. So I'm just going to connect with the loved one, see who is coming through, and then go from there. I work as an evidential medium, so I'm going to provide evidence of who this person is, and then a message regarding something that's going on in the person's life. So thank you guys all for joining. If you're just joining, I just did my little spiel about how the spirit world works and stuff, but my name's Cass. I'm a psychic medium and a spiritual coach. I just want to bridge the gap between the spirit world and the physical world, bring a little bit of practicality to it, bring a little less woo-woo, but then also appreciate the magic of it all. So that's what I'm here to do tonight by providing some free mediumship readings, as well as just answering questions about spirituality, about all of this kind of stuff. And some of you know that I went to like another mediumship live show, like in person tonight. And I was just sitting there, and the space that we've created here with all of you so far through these lives has been like so positive. And it's something that I could have never expected from TikTok, to be honest. But we have had the most meaningful conversations. All of your energy is like amazing. And Tony said that I like the woo. I like the woo too. I think the magic of it all is amazing. But I think that there's also a part of our human experience that in order for us to be consciously aware of how the energy works, we do have to be a little bit more practical about like the communication to our loved ones and things like that in order to help our mental health. But the magic never leaves, because your whole world, even the physical world, becomes magic when you realize you are magic, I guess is what I'm saying. Love the likes, love the shares, love the follows, guys. I just want to be able to connect as many people as I can with their loved ones, as well as start to bridge this gap between the spirit world and the physical world. Hi, Angie. It's so good to see you. Thank you guys so much for all the likes, the follows, the shares. I just want to be able to, connect as many people as I can with their loved ones, as well as just provide as much information as I can about this stuff, and make sure that everybody knows. Everybody that's asking in the chat, hi, Kara. Everybody that's asking in the chat, is my loved one okay? Is so-and-so okay? Is so-and-so okay? Do they know that I love them? Yes. They're right here with you right now, okay? And the more that you heal and the more that you open up your energetic centers in order to allow this world into your world, the more you'll feel them around, the more they'll be able to send you signs, in all of those things. So I encourage you to embark on a healing journey, learn all you can about spirituality, and just become immersed in the fact that this physical life is not it. What you see, what you feel, what you hear with your physical senses isn't all that there is at all. And believe. Hi, Heather. It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining. How do we open up those fields? By raising our vibration through meditation, but mostly, in my opinion, I have a little bit of a different take than others. There are a lot of people in the spiritual community that use different modalities to raise their vibration, to connect with spirit, which you can do. You can use breath work, you can use meditation, you can use crystals, saging, energy work, all of it. You can use all of it. But for me, what has connected me most to my true vibration, which is then allowed me in my own divinity, which has then allowed me to connect with spirit in this way and to feel my loved ones around, not even saying like mediumship for others, but just in order to understand myself and my energy, has been healing work, shadow work, inner child healing, all of that kind of stuff. Going deep within our traumas in order to free the stuck energy within us and align to our greater purpose, and to then be able to vibrate along the same lines as the spirit world. We'll never get there because we're human, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, Katie ordered the shadow work journal. That's awesome. Coffee and Chaos. Alana says in 1998 that you... I've been getting that since I was young. And I don't know if you know this, but I just dyed my hair brown like a couple weeks ago. Kylie, some reason I was just thinking about you and then your live notification popped up. Kylie, how many times do I have to tell you to start exploring your spiritual gifts? Sign. Lucky Lauren got her journal today. Oh, yay. I'm so glad you guys are embarking on these paths, and I'm so glad we have the space in order to connect about it and you guys can ask questions, and we can, we can talk about it. All right. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the shares. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to start to connect. Tony says my journal has been interesting. Ooh, I like that. I hope interesting in a good way. No, I'm going to say something, guys. Shadow work, inner child healing, getting to the root of your trauma is the worst thing ever, 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 ever. But it is the most worthwhile thing that you will ever do. If you take the time to get to the bottom and truly heal, you will not need all of these other modalities all of the time. I talked about this yesterday, but I'm going to talk about it again. I see so many gurus, coaches, spiritual members of the spiritual community pushing, like waking up in the morning, doing an hour of meditation, then doing an hour of journaling, then doing an hour, I'm exaggerating just a little bit, an hour of juicing to then have fresh juice in the morning. Then you have to go for a walk. Then you have to actually sit in nature, probably meditate again, and then do a little bit more breath work. And then maybe if you can, maybe get some Reiki in the afternoon. And then, the list goes on. And it's like this day packed of like just crazy lists of things that you have to do in order to feel good. And it's like, if we get, and also not doable when you have a toddler and a full-time job. Exactly. It's just not possible. And in addition, it's just not practical. Like, it's just not practical. And that's what I mean by making this stuff a little bit more practical. It doesn't have to be like, it's just you. Like, you just have to get to the bottom of you. Like, it's not 1,000 light years away that we have to like do all these things to get there. You just have to go within. And the more that you heal within, and the more that you balance yourself and ground yourself and just really lighten everything within you and get your chakras working well, you're going to be able to live a more purposeful, aligned life, free of like less mental health issues, and closer to spirit and closer to your loved ones, and maybe even develop some spiritual gifts. Everybody has them. It's just how attuned are you to them? And your attunement can be due to the way that you were born. I think that professional mediums are born with a certain capacity to take in energy from the spirit world, but we all have these energetic centers, and a lot of people have like a baseline of being able to pull in energy for their own loved ones and things like that. So just like a singer, everybody can sing in some capacity. There are some people just born, they can belt it out, and you want to listen. Others can sing in the car and it's okay. And others you should never listen to, and that would be me. Like, so everybody's different, right? But it's a little bit of how you're born, a little bit of what you learn, and a little bit of ego and trauma. Even with singers, there's some people that are beautiful singers but are never going to sing in public because they're too shy or too nervous. That would be the same as a person that's not developing their spiritual gifts because they're nervous about how people will think of them. They're nervous about the woo-woo part, like all of these things. So I just encourage you to get to the bottom of who you really are, regardless of what has happened in your life. Just truly heal the deepest, darkest parts of you, and it will be the hardest thing you've ever have to do, but it will be the best thing that you will ever do. And then you will not have to use the meditation and the breath work and this crazy schedule all of the time in order to just feel good during your days. So, hi Shadow Witch, thank you for joining for the first time. I hope that you enjoy the content. And I try to do at least a couple of mediumship readings a night, as well as just talk about this stuff. I spent the last 2 years going through a pretty significant healing journey along with developing my spiritual gifts. And I just kind of want to share everything that I've learned during that time and answer any questions regarding any of that stuff. So feel free to ask away. And thank you, Mike, for joining us. We have our moderator here, the famous Mike. So we are all about good vibes here, calm, centered, and going to this thing that I went to tonight. It just made me even more grateful for everybody's like just welcoming, calm energy. Mike gives it to us in the chat. I try to set the tone there, but you guys all have such amazing energy, and I'm so excited. I have not done mediumship yet tonight. We're going to do a spirit-led reading in just a second. I'm going to provide evidence of somebody's coming through. And yeah, How long does somebody have to be gone from the physical world before you can connect with them? Danny, I believe that you're able, most people, how do I say this? Most souls transition immediately to the spirit world. Whether we are meant to talk to them right away depends. I don't believe that the souls are in some sort of waiting period. I think that if anything, we are in a waiting period due to the grief that we're consumed by, and that we will have blocks that we are meant to have to not be in contact with them yet, and we will be in contact with them when it's time. So, cause I've seen people like that, honestly, the next day, but then others, it's a couple weeks, but it's my personal belief that it's not on their side. It's more on our side. Hi, everybody. Hi. Kathleen's here. Pamela. Oh, it's so good to see everybody. Thank you for joining. Miss Trent says, my best friend came through 3 days after he had passed in a reading I had exactly at the show that I was just at with the live medium performance thing. The person behind me, actually, her son had passed 2 weeks ago, and he came through with another medium, not myself. So yeah, I leave it up to spirit. I set the intention for whoever's meant to come through at this time in this place. And if you've watched my lives before, it's really beautiful how sometimes they're random, like you wouldn't expect, but spirit really does know who to send and why. We're all going to learn something from the souls that come through today. And you have to be really open to receive. Yeah. And there's a difference between being open and ready to receive and wanting to receive. So sometimes when we're wanting something so bad, it's almost like a block because we shouldn't need it. I know grief is a hard thing to talk about, but, we all do need to understand that death is inevitable. And when our family leaves us, they do transition to a beautiful place of unconditional love and light where seriously, it's easier than here. And they're able to be here in your lives probably more than they were in their physical life. It's just a different communication style. We're just not physically sensing them. They're talking to us through our energetic centers, but it's still like they're still with us. And I always tell this story, so I have to there's a lot of new people here tonight, so I have to tell it. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, guys. But my boys are having a hard time with the loss of their brother. I wish I could take their pain away. Almana, I think you're in the right place because I'm really sorry about your son, but I really feel that the more we learn about how all of this works and how they are still very much of a part of our lives, it can take that grief in your heart. It can lighten it a little bit. So what was I saying? When they transition out of their physical body and they're in the spirit world, if you had a cousin, let's say, that you really, really liked, and you got together on Christmas every year, and as soon as you guys, got into the same room, it was just like best friends and had never left each other. But you saw them only once a year. Well, now, if they've passed and they're in the spirit world, if they've transitioned to the spirit world, I almost want to say I need to come up with a different phrase. We're going to come up with a different phrase for these lives, for really life. Maybe elevated into the spirit world, because I want it to be a positive thing, because it really is. Like we say it is, like, oh, they're in heaven. But guys, if you watch the lives, like it really is. Even people that really struggled here are coming in with the most beautiful, insightful, positive outlooks on their experience on earth and what was learned there. So, and they're in a good place. So when they've elevated, ascended to, I don't know if I'm going to think of something better. Not better, just for me. But I'm going to think of something. So when they ascend, actually, maybe that'll be it. Okay. Ascend to the spirit world and enter this higher vibrational state without a physical body. They're able to be around you all of the time, literally all of the time. And they can communicate with you all of the time. So it's not like they only see you once a year. They know what's going on. They can help you. They can communicate with you. And they're able to help you a lot more than they did before. And that goes for the ones that were close to you and the ones that were further away. I love when somebody random from left field comes in and has the most beautiful insight. I don't know is that last night that Uncle James came through for Bren? Was that I posted it on my page today because I just loved that reading, because in the middle of the reading, I'm like saying he's a farmer and da-da-da-da-da. Yes, spirit can talk to toddlers. Kids don't have blockages around their chakras, and therefore they are more open to the communication that I'm talking about. We as adults have to heal trauma in our chakras in order to get that same sort of communication. Uncle James, in the middle of the reading, she's like, okay, this is Uncle James, but why is Uncle James here? Well, Uncle James really connected to nature and connected nature to God. And while I don't use the term God, typically it did come out of my mouth. It was like, God's earth is, or something like, taking the beauty of God's earth. And it was like this message of she really needs to get out in nature. And it turns out, I hope she's here. Hi. I love that reading. She had spent some time in the hospital, like 8 months in the hospital recently, and she really hadn't gotten out in nature, and she does feel very connected to it. So Uncle James was there to remind her, like, remember my life on the farm? Like, that's what connecting to nature is all you need. So, but it's just somebody from left field that really knows what's going on in her life and came in to help. And so sometimes it's not the person that you really necessarily want to hear from that's going to come through. But our human minds are working out of a place of ego and a place of grief, whereas the spirit world is working out of a place of unconditional love and light, and they know exactly what your soul needs in order to actually get it to spark again. And sometimes placating these periods of grief and anxiety with communication from exactly who you want and when you want it isn't as insightful and doesn't spark that awareness of, holy moly, like the spirit world is that big, the universe is that expansive, that even like so-and-so is going to come through and help me. I had another reading the other day. Oh, she was here. I don't know if I won't talk about it, but somebody that's in the chat, beautiful reading. Somebody left field came in and she was like, wow, I didn't know that I needed to hear that, but I need to hear that. So, yeah, that is why I love doing spirit led. So so I do spirit led. We'll do a spirit led one once I stop talking. But you guys just asked such good questions. I will do a spirit led reading in a minute, but in my private readings, I do, what did Mike say? 25 shares. Can we get to 75? 75. Thank you. So I do a mix of spirit-led readings, and you can ask for a specific person in the private readings that I do, which you can book at connectionswithcass.com. Those readings, my preference for you guys is to start with spirit-led to kind of like set the tone, and then ask for someone. But we can do a mix of a lot of things if you want, or whatever. Today, somebody asked to talk to a dog. That was super cool. I don't know if she's here. I'm going to send you the recording if you are. So yeah, and it's been so cool to see, like, to connect with the people so I just started doing TikTok a couple weeks ago, and the readings that I've done from TikTok have been so fun because we do a little bit of chatting here, and then we're able to like actually talk for 45 minutes and connect to your amazing loved ones and like really, just share space, and it's amazing. So that's been super fun. Thank you guys for booking and also participating in the chat. It's awesome. I just started TikTok. Yeah, it's so crazy. Maybe like 3 weeks ago or something. I've never thought about connecting with a past animal. Oh my, it's really interesting with animals. I always see, it's weird. So with people, I see them in front of me and I can kind of describe them physically. With animals, what happens a lot of time is I'm actually seeing life through their eyes. And so I'll see like their house that they lived in, and I'll also see why your souls came together at that time and feel into their personality a lot. But it's really interesting. So yeah, thank you guys for all the likes, the shares, the follows. As I've said, I just want to be able to bridge the gap between the spirit world and the physical world and connect as many people as I can with their loved ones, but also provide evidence that everybody can connect with their own loved ones too. And everybody can live an aligned and purposeful life in a really practical way when we connect to the divine energy that exists within us and around us. And that's like the whole point of life. So Debbie says, followed you immediately. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Seriously, everyone in here is so motivating, Mike says. So true, Mike. So true. We are so lucky here. You guys are all the best. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, guys, the follows. I can't stop. Okay, should we do a reading? Let's see. Does anybody else have any other questions? It's so cold in here. I have this big sweater on. We're going to get you to 100K. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let's do this. Mr. Keish, I've lost 3 most important people to me. How do I know which medium is for me? Trust your gut. Trust your gut. We all have gut intuition. We got an intuition, and like you feel that pull and you feel like something, and I also say that coincidences. So if you coincidentally end up on somebody's page and they're talking about a loved one that's similar to yours, something like that happens, that's a sign. Just look for the signs. Look for the angel numbers. Look for what feels good for you. Look for what you end up just stumbling upon. There's so many things that we stumble upon that we don't recognize. And that goes for people too, guys. Even the people that stand, I talk about the grocery store a lot here. I feel like we're all a little bit, I think at the grocery store, I don't know, you're just kind of in your own world, right? It's probably the one place that you're kind of present because you're not probably on your phone. You're usually alone, maybe with one other person. So it's like, unless you're with your kids, but you know what I mean? You're really with your own thoughts at the grocery store. And I think that's why I always go to it. Tony's been watching this live for a couple of weeks, and now you're seeing angel numbers all the time. I always say the more you watch these things, the more you believe, the more you're going to experience, like constantly. Yeah. Young kids and babies do come through occasionally, for sure. Any soul that came to earth or intended to come to earth will come through. Just had this conversation with my mom. You feel a pull to people you're supposed to interact with. Yes. But I also think that every person that we come into contact with, like we are meant to come into contact with for some reason. And we either have information for them or they have information for us. Talk about this book a lot. Mike just got it in the mail. It's called The Celestine Prophecy, but it's all about this. And that book is not it's not based on a true story. However, when I read it, I was like, this is exactly my spiritual awakening. I don't know if anybody else agrees if you've read that book, but I was like, this is exactly kind of like the awareness that I came into as I was going through my spiritual awakening. And in that book, there's a lot of examples of people just happen upon each other. And if you feel a pull to talk to someone, but you don't, it's a missed opportunity. So even if I get coffee in the morning, that's another place, same thing as the grocery store where I'm in my own zone and I'm like, why am I here at this coffee shop? And if I feel a pull to talk to somebody, I'll literally say hey, how's your day going in front of me and just see what happened. The book is called The Celestine Prophecy. 220 friends. We're making all the friends. We love that. The more you know what to pay attention to, the more you see. Exactly. Just the more you wake up and just notice things, the more you're going to experience it. Yeah, exactly. And the more you'll feel your loved ones too. And the more you feel guided and the more you'll feel protected and you're here for a reason. And that you're exactly perfect as you are. That's another thing that we all learn through these processes. What does it mean if spirit doesn't want to connect, but I want to connect? That means that there's something within you that needs to be healed. I feel very strongly that the spirit world is always available for us, 1000%. There are no blockages in the spirit world, but we have blockages within our energetic spaces that prohibit us from receiving their energy and communication in a healthy and efficient way. But we all are perfect, yes, at the same time. It's just the dense human experiences, the traumas that we have, the things that happened in our childhood, that just build and build and build in our ego. So it might not even be severe trauma that's happened to you. When I say trauma, I don't mean something really horrible that completely destroys your world. It's little things that happen. I mean, yes, those things can happen and they need to be worked through. And I'm sorry for anybody that has to go through that, but there are a lot of little things that just kind of put layers on us and layers on us and make us more and more dense. So we are like these vibrations of light and love in the spirit world. And we come to earth and we have this physical body that makes us a little dense. These are children, and they're still open very energetically because they are so connected to their energetic systems, and there's not like these blockages. So that's why kids see spirit. That's why kids are able to have imaginary friends that probably aren't imaginary friends. A lot of kids, not a lot, but I think a good amount of kids start to remember past lives where they're like telling you about their family they had before. And that's because they don't have the density that we've built as adults with. It doesn't have to be huge traumas, but just little things. If you were told kids should be seen and not heard, and your parents were really nice and they were great parents, but you did have to be quiet, your throat chakra is going to be a little bit blocked because you didn't speak up at some points, right? And it's just little things like that. And then our ego starts to build, and we start to really, around 7 or 8 years old, start to notice how people are perceiving our behavior. And that also creates this density. So if we can get rid of the trauma and get rid of the ego, then we become that pure open vibrational match to unconditional love and light, which we inherently are, and the spirit world exists in. And then we're open to feeling and hearing and seeing through our energetic senses the spirit world. And I highly recommend looking up any angel numbers on the website, Joanne Sacred Scribes. You can use any website, but I always say set the intention to use the same website every time that you go to look for angel numbers. We're almost at 100K, guys. Oh my God. All in like 10 minutes. That's amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. As I said a million times, I'm just here to bridge the gap between the spirit world and the physical world. Just so we know that we're all a part of both worlds, and our loved ones are all a part of both worlds. And we're working together here. And we just have to change this perception of death and dying and this depression that happens after to enjoying this new style of communication with our loved ones. So, and honoring the time that we had with them here. That is their biggest message, guys, is I want you on earth to remember me for the good parts of me and honor the time that we had together and remember that love and know that I am still with you. Number one message that I get in doing all of these readings. Anxiously waiting for a spirit-led reading. Sorry, we'll get there. Okay. Yes, everybody's dying to come through right now. Dying was not a pun, but I guess it was. Okay, we will start a spirit-led reading. And I will provide about 10 pieces of evidence. And then I will check in the chat who can take this evidence, okay? Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the follows. Thank you. Amber says, oh, that was hilarious. Oh, gosh. You gotta have a little fun with it, right? Okay. Let's see. I am not going to pay attention to the chat for the next 5 minutes. And then I'll ask 85, 90, 95, or 100%. All right. Let me start to connect. All right. I have a woman coming through. She has dark black hair, and it's long, dark brown black hair. It's pretty long. She's in her, I would say mid 50s when she passes. There's something very specific about her. She rode horses, and I think she would have rode horses like professionally, at least competitive. Yeah, like not professionally, but competitively. I've never brought somebody through that rides horses, and I happen to have rode horses when I was younger. So I'm just gonna ask her. She has like a like tall boots on, so I know it's like English, but I think that she would have owned like really nice horses as well. I'm seeing her, I think she would have worn this to the barn. She would have had like a long sleeve black shirt tucked into her riding pants, but it's like a long sleeve black shirt with a V neck. I feel like this was like her outfit to wear. I do get the sense that her passing was, I already started to say it, her passing was an illness, but it was pretty quick. Like she's diagnosed, gets very sick pretty quickly and passes. It's not like several years. I would say within a year, probably. And it's very crazy to her family and friends because she was pretty healthy. I do get the sense that she was pretty well off as well. I think her husband, her ex-husband, no, her husband, she may have been married twice. He would have traveled a lot for work, but did very well for himself and them. And I'm going to stop there for now. I'm getting a name that's like SH, an SH name. This could be for her or someone close to her. Sherry, Sharon, Sean. Hold on. I just heard Chanel. I don't know if she liked Chanel or I'm going to leave it there. Sherry. Burks Gima says Sherry. Okay. If we can do 85%, 90%, 95%, or 100%. So far, Icy Fox can take 85%. Thank you. I will keep you in mind as we discover who this is. Can anyone else take 85, 90, 95, or 100%? I think she even would have traveled with her horses, she's saying, because I asked if she lived in a place that had winter, because she is in an indoor arena as I see her. But I think that she would have traveled for these competitions as well, like south. Can you take that, Icy Fox? And I believe that her illness was cancer as well. Icy Fox cannot take that. Would you understand that she would travel? I specifically heard like Ocala, that she traveled to Ocala. Is that how you say that? Ocala, Florida, where the horses are. 95% Brittany. Okay, I'm going to bring you up into the box, Brittany, if that's okay. Yeah, the horses are probably the most significant part of the evidence. It was like she presented herself in riding clothes, and I was like, oh, I know those clothes. Hi, Brittany, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm going to start with, have you ever had a mediumship reading before?
Yes, a long time ago.
Okay, cool. And have you seen me read before?
No, this is actually my first time.
Oh, cool. Well, welcome. Thank you. So I am just gonna, if it is her, I'm just gonna keep giving a little bit more evidence and then a message. If you can just say yes, no, or I'm not sure. Just a little explanation is good, but just don't give anything away that I would bring through, that I could bring through, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so can you just tell me what you cannot take so far?
The only things that I'm not sure about is if her husband traveled, but that's the only thing that I'm really not sure about. Everything else is pretty bang on as of right now.
Okay, thank you. And would you understand that she traveled to Ocala? Or somewhere?
Yeah, she traveled all over the place with her horses, like everywhere.
Okay, thank you. Would you understand that her passing was cancer, but it was a very short diagnosis?
Yes.
Okay. And I I do feel like she was into wellness though. I feel like she ate well, she exercised, like she's like she's not just like fit, like she's strong. Like a specific type of strong. I almost want to say she would like lift weights or something. Like she's just very athletic. Would you understand that?
Yeah, she was definitely super athletic for like her age and everything.
Okay, thank you. Um, would you understand that she had some curly hair as well, like curly hair?
Yeah, it was pretty wavy at very least.
Okay, thank you. Um, there is an older woman that is, I think it's her trainer or somebody to do with the horses. Could be her mom. Would you know her mom to travel with her?
Um, honestly, I knew her when I was really young.
Oh, okay.
Just a lot of this is like resonating with who she was and like the things that I did know about her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't know if you were here earlier, but you just never know who's going to come through. But it's always for a really cool reason. So,
Yeah.
I'll just ask her.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never thought that she would come through in a million years, actually.
Right? Yeah, yeah. That's how it goes. They were proving my point, I guess, today. Let's see. So let me just feel into her personality a little bit. So I was feeling like athletic. I do feel like she was. Would you have known her to be? What's the word? Very on top of things. I want to use a word, but it's not appropriate. She's very like organized and very on top of things. Nothing slips by her.
Yes, absolutely. That's
Okay.
exactly how she was.
Little bit controlling in a sense.
Yes, yes, actually, absolutely.
She's saying, and she literally just said, I could have loosened the reins a little bit, which is like funny because reins and horses. Okay.
Oh my God.
So yeah, she said I could have loosened the reins a bit, and she's laughing. I do get the sense that she would have had a good sense of humor though about it. Like she could even make fun of herself, like, oh, you know how I am. Like I just have to know everything or whatever it is. And there's one other thing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And there's one other thing here she just brought up. Oh, she would have liked to drink. Would you understand that she would have liked to drink?
Yeah, she was a wine drinker, that's for sure.
Wine. Yeah, that's I was gonna say. Why did I just say it? But it's really like she's pretty wound pretty tight, so she likes the wine to calm down a little bit. And let me just see. I'm gonna ask her why she came through today for you. And she would have had like expensive horses and large horses, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Are they like warm bloods or Frisians? I don't know. They're like large, dark colored horses.
Yeah, she had a lot of really beautiful, like big, dark horses. I just remember like dark brown, dark black, like
Yep. And would she have done I have to ask just because I'm into horses. Would she have done dressage? Do you know?
yeah, so she did a little bit of everything, like English and
Okay.
dressage.
Yeah.
But I know she also did some like she did like a little bit of dabbled in a little bit of everything, honestly.
Okay, cool. So let me see why she came through today, other than to just, I think this is a lesson for all of us. I know that there's a specific message for Brittany, but this is going to be a great example of somebody that's coming through that you wouldn't expect, but just has like, is aware of what's going on in your life and just like wants to be as helpful and supportive as she can. But I do get the sense that her energy is matching yours in a sense. Okay, so this is how she's bringing this through. Would you understand that as of recently, you have felt the need to, you've felt wound a little tight, like you've had to, there's a lot of moving parts in your life and you feel like you're a little bit out of control?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, right now.
Okay. I feel that same feeling that she had most of her life with you right now, but I don't think that's a natural feeling for you. It's different. It's just specific to this time period right now that there's a lot going on.
Yes, exactly. Usually I'm pretty even keeled, very level headed, and lately it's been a lot of up and down, actually, especially tonight. So that's very strange that she's coming through to
Oh,
say that, especially tonight.
oh my gosh. You see, you just never know. But it goes to show that like she relates to you. You know, your energies are matching in this sense. And she does just want to bring in some wisdom of you can loosen the reins a little bit and everything's going to be okay. Just trust and believe that you are guided and supported and that you're going through these things for a reason. And the more you let go and just let things happen and don't try to control an outcome, the better experience it is for you. Even though it feels really unnerving to do that, it's like your experience will be better once you just let go, and you'll see that it'll all work out. And then you'll try it again next time a little bit earlier. It feels like the situation, like I don't know how to describe it, but you'll try it again next time and you'll start it a little bit earlier. And then you'll see that just letting go and letting things work out, not fighting for what's right, like just let people do what they need to do, let people think what they need to think, and the truth will come out and the good will come out, and just enjoy as much as you can of life, because that's what it's all about.
Well, thank you so much. That definitely really, really resonated with me quite a lot.
Okay, good. And I will thank her for stepping forward and leave you with her love.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys. If you're new here, my name is Cass. I am a psychic medium and spiritual coach. And I do free live mediumship readings as much as I can to connect as many people as I can with their loved ones, but also bridge a gap for all of us between the physical and spiritual world, because the more we watch these and the more we believe that this is real, the more our loved ones can come to us as we open up to this experience of living within the spirit world and the spirit world living within our world. So thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you so much. It was beautiful to hear from such an old friend. Oh, I'm so glad, Brittany. Thank you for letting me bring her through. So that was so fun. Thank you for the dolphin, Bethany. Thank you. Oh my God, and we got to 100K too. I was in the zone there and I didn't even notice. Thank you, guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. We're just bridging the gap between the spirit world and the physical world. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Jen says, awesome to watch and learn. I'm so glad. We do spirit-led readings here, Cassandra, so we are just allowing spirit to lead the way. Jayla just followed. I love your energy. I'm so glad you are enjoying yourself. I feel like the spirit world and our world is a beautiful place to explore, and it's all love and light. So let's just embrace it and love it and learn all we can about it. And including myself, like talking to you guys and talking through this stuff is like teaching me things and making me aware of things. So it's just really been an incredible experience. So yeah, it's awesome. The connect is strong here. Love it. Yay. Yeah, we'll do another one. We will do another one. We'll probably do one more. I always stay longer than I say I'm going to stay. But I just want to connect as many people as I can. So, all right. If you liked that reading, I do come on here. Didn't mean to rush you, just curious. Thank you. So I do come on here as much as I can to do free mediumship readings. And these we do spirit led. So, I don't ask for anyone in particular. They just bring, whoever is meant to come through comes through. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. When spirit comes, you listen. Exactly. So the next one, we're going to do something else, but it's still going to be spirit-led. If you've been here before, you'll know. Just stumbled upon this, followed you. This was really neat to watch. Thank you for follow. Thank you. I'm glad you're liking it. Oh, Alex, thank you for the roses. I need to book a private reading. Could it be me and my mom, or is it one-on-one? I prefer to do one-on-one if there's someone specific that you both want to hear from and you're really like, but I do like to have that one-on-one connection because we can talk about things in a really open space. And if you've watched my readings, not necessarily the last one as much, but I do tend to focus like less on the passing. So I see a lot of mediums that focus a lot on the details of the passing. It's not really my vibe. Never has been. I like to keep the vibes high, and talking about the passing, it's just one very small of their part of their life, and it can validate. So I always try to get like, was it fast? Was it a long illness? You know, things like that, like a general idea, but getting into it just brings up a lot of pain. So in the readings, I think you should work through that pain. But in the readings, I do try to keep it pretty light. And I also look at the evolution of souls and what lessons were learned on Earth and how everybody was affected by everybody's time on Earth. So with that being said, it's not like that's the only part of the reading, but it is a large part. And sometimes that can bring up things that you wouldn't want somebody else to hear. So I do just like ask you to use your discernment when booking, whether you would want someone there like that or not. But if you have somebody specific, I think it helps too when you have two people. So highly recommend to do a personal with Cass. Thank you. Who is that? YK Turner. Is that Cody? I don't know. I can't keep up with all the usernames versus the real names, but it's been so cool to meet you guys in the private readings. I think I don't want to knock the readings I've done before TikTok, but like getting to know you a little bit in the chat and then having the 45 minutes with you has been really cool. So yeah. If you're interested in booking a private reading, my website is connectionswithcass.com. I do 45-minute mediumship readings where you can either do spirit-led or ask for someone to come through, or both. Thank you for the roses, guys. And then I also do a soul reading, which is really cool. It's like a little bit of mediumship. So we'll have probably it's usually one or two people come through, and then we'll do a little bit of psychic work where I use my psychic abilities to kind of see what's going on in your life. And with that, I also use like energy healing and energy assessment to look into your chakras, what's going on there. Send you some energy if we think it's appropriate and you want to use the time that way. And then we look into your Akashic records as well to see like your soul's kind of plan and what's happened in past lives. And then we kind of build a plan for you to move forward to live a more aligned, purposeful, calm, peaceful life with spirit involved. So I do the soul readings, I do mediumship readings, I do energy healings and assessments, and then I do intuitive guidance sessions as well, where if you're going through something in your life and you want me to I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, I've been through a huge healing process, and I also have some psychic gifts, so I kind of combine all those to help you move through some things in your life and or help you move through on your spiritual path as well. So any of those, you can go to Connections with Cass to book, and yeah, there's a lot of options and they're super fun. Lynn says, I cannot wait to get a soul reading with you soon. All of those different readings have different prices. So you just got to go, it's the services page on my website. There's a link in my bio. So yeah. I honestly wasn't expecting Leslie to come through it all. It's so crazy. It's so crazy, right? I love that. Well, I'm going to tell my mother-in-law she lost her daughter and would definitely, what does that say? Benefit from this. I do free readings for anybody that's lost a child within the last 2 years under the age of 18. So, and I'm pretty loose with that 2-year mark, to be honest. So if she's lost a child under the age of 18, I will do a free reading for her. Holy cow, can you access the Akashic Records and find our soul purpose? Valerie, no, you have to find your soul purpose on your own, but I can give you help in understanding the themes that will lead you to your purpose here on Earth this time around. and I can feel into how aligned you are to that right now through my psychic gifts. And then we can also ask for insight through mediumship and through your loved ones. So it's a roundabout way of helping you find your own soul purpose, but it's really helpful in order. It's like, how do I describe it? It's just getting you more closer to being aligned with yourself, but there is a time and a place for you to find out your soul purpose on your own. But this is very helpful in understanding how to live a healthier lifestyle and understand the themes that are going on in your life in order to get closer to that. So, hi, Danielle. Thank you guys for joining. Oh my God, 150 shares. You guys are nuts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you just joined, my name is Cass. I'm a psychic medium and spiritual coach. I come on here to do free mediumship readings as many times a day, a week as I can, because I do just want to connect as many people as I can with their loved ones, as well as spread awareness that our loved ones are still very much with us in this spirit world that sometimes we're made to believe is like 5 million light years away, is really right here with us right now. And it's just at a higher vibration, and it just doesn't have physicality or density. So it's a place of unconditional love and light. But we at our core are also places of unconditional love and light. So it's just making this gap between the two worlds due to our physical density and the density of negative experiences on Earth. What am I trying to say, guys? Closing the gap between the physical and spiritual world and allowing us to vibrate higher in order to access this world that exists all around us right now. We all have energetic centers that's taking in constant energy and information from the spirit world. It's just up to us to learn what that is, how we do it, and how to raise our own vibration in order to take in that energy most efficiently and most purposefully. So, Kara, honestly, stumbling upon this is truly another part of my own personal journey. Amazing how that works. Yes, yes, yes. I am going to do another reading in a moment. I'm sorry you lost a baby, Sherry. So many people have lost all, different types of souls that I can't even imagine, like the pain, and I'm so sorry. I send love and light to you, and I know that you are equipped with learning and healing from that in this lifetime. Joe says, thanks, I'm usually too late. Yeah, we're going to do another one, so we'll get started in a minute. And lots of questions about babies today. Thoughts on miscarried babies. I believe that any soul that intended to come to Earth is able to be connected with. And I do also believe that, and this is hard for me as a human to say, that souls come here with the intention to, including myself, you, etc. I feel like every time you glitch or freeze, it's a spirit coming through. I do feel that when any soul intends to come to Earth, it's for a certain amount of time or a certain amount of lessons for us to learn and for the others that we are in contact with to learn. So we learn lessons through really hard experiences here. That's the point of coming to Earth. And once we accept and acknowledge that, it makes moving through the difficult parts of life, like a miscarriage, a little bit easier. And knowing that that soul is always with us, always, through this communication through the spirit world that exists around us and within us all the time, we're able to learn and feel still connected to this soul. Okay. Everybody agrees. Good. It's really hard for me to say it out loud. I think it, I know it, but it's just my human mind is like, but how can you justify some of the things that happened? I can't as a human, I can't. But my experience with communicating with the spirit world and my understanding of all this stuff leads me to truly believe in the deepest part of my heart that we are all here for a reason and have chosen the lessons that we're going to learn. I do not think that we have chosen all of the experiences that we have. However, I do feel like they are all divinely guided and planned, and that we are equipped to handle them in whatever way we're meant to. So, yes, Donna, I love what you do. Oh, Sherry agrees. I feel so relaxed listening to you speak. Yay, that makes me so happy. I just want to provide a space where we can all just be ourselves and just talk about this stuff in a really honest and practical but magical way. And maybe I need like a tagline, guys, like the practical magical medium. I don't know. Can people decide to not come back to Earth after they die? Our soul is on a journey of evolution and growth. We come to Earth to move through lessons in order for our souls to evolve and grow. The more we evolve and grow on a really difficult place like Earth, the less we have to come back here to learn lessons that are this deep rooted in negativity. Like free will and ego on Earth is like really hard. So eventually the goal is to not have to come back here. Our soul is ready for that once we learn the lessons that we're meant to. Mildred Teague, I feel so connected to you. My great grandmother's name was Mildred, and whenever I see your name, I think of her. Addiction, healing, recovery, hospice, and so many other experiences have shown me so much. Yes, Kara, I'm so glad that you're looking at it in that way, because life is hard. But once we start to really appreciate the value in learning lessons and growing and evolving, it just makes the whole thing make sense. That's how it feels for me anyways. Valerie, how can a past baby communicate with you if they can't talk? The same way a dog can talk to me. Their soul vibrates at a certain frequency that emits personality, that emits what they experienced in the form that they took on Earth or in the spirit world for that matter. So their vibration of their soul is emitting their frequency that is very unique, and that's what I am taking in when I receive communication is a frequency, and then I am interpreting that energy as a medium. And that's why I also can connect with guides and things like that. Is the sooner you connect to someone past, the better, or does it matter? It's whenever you're ready. It can be literally 50 years from now. If it's the right time and the right place, that's it. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's our human minds that need the medium to connect with our loved ones. I love getting a reading, don't get me wrong. But our human minds are kind of requiring this validation that it's real. And I'm a medium, and I still will get readings and be like crying, you know what I mean? But really, our soul understands that we're operating in the spirit world. The spirit world is operating within us, just as much. The divine is within us, is above us, below us, around us. The divine exists in literally everything you come into contact that's of the natural world, including us, including animals, including trees, etc. So when we start to connect and recognize that connection and are able to raise our vibration in order to receive communication and guidance from this other world, that's happening all the time. It's just whether we're conscious of it. And we inherently know that and feel that. That's why we get gut instincts. But it's our human minds that need to know that our loved ones are still here in a human sense, and not just through those energetic centers. So I hope that answers the question. Can you reach your own loved ones? Absolutely. Everybody has energetic centers that are taking in information constantly from the spirit world, including your loved ones. What if his soul is in limbo? I have a varying opinion on that, but I think that is a very, very rare case. This is how you guys want to know how I think about it. We have 3 minutes left of the poll, so I'll answer this question and then we'll do the poll and then we'll do another one. Wow, that makes so much sense. I've never been open to this until recently. Perfect. And you stumbled upon this live, right, in the divine timing. Okay. What if a soul is in limbo? This is how I think about it. And this is just, this isn't how it's going to look for you. My human mind has come into this awareness and this imagery in order to help me understand how it works. But really, it doesn't have to look like this for you. The understanding of it is probably going to be similar, but it doesn't have to be visually like this. Thank you, Danny, for the gifts. Thank you guys for the gifts. So let's say we have a ball of unconditional love and light at the center of the universe, and coming off of that are bajillions of strands of energy that are souls, bajillions. And it's all kinds of things and whatever. One of those strands is your strand or a loved one's strand. There are different varying parts of this strand, and that, let's just say this part here is coming down to earth. And so that frequency is on earth in physical form. When they leave their physical body and they go to the spirit world, their energy is still existing in all places and all times because that strand is always existing. So there could be a space where they are existing in more than one world, but I don't think they're exclusively stuck on Earth, if that makes sense. And the understanding of, does this make sense, Flappy? There could be actually attachment from humans to that soul that allows them to perceive them being stuck here when really they have transitioned, but it's our energy that's blocking our understanding of them moving. And it could be even a physical place that actually is holding on to that energetic strand of that soul, not the soul itself being stuck, if this makes sense. So that is let's see the poll. Somebody said they didn't understand. Oh, what chakra do you feel like you have the most trouble with? Oh, interesting. The crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral. Oh, you guys, this is funny. This is very funny. That is such a good poll. That is the best one yet, guys. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Alex. That's my favorite one by far because everybody said the third eye is your least strongest. And I would argue that you just don't know how the third eye works. Your sacral chakra in your solar plexus, it's messed up. Everybody's is. If you have cravings for things, if you aren't able to make decisions very easily, just human nature, your sacral and your solar plexus are going to be pretty blocked typically, especially in American society. This is my opinion, perspective. Your third eye might not be very blocked at all. Depending on what's happened in your life and depending how you were born, if you dream, your third eye is pretty open. Okay, that's me. I'm terrible with decisions. Yeah. Cravings, addictions, impulsive emotions, reactions, it's all down there. Root even is there's always a little bit in your root too. And crown is divine guidance. And you have to, for your crown chakra to be open, you have to be very imbalanced. You have to believe, and I mean believe, that your guides are guiding you, that you have this divine connection pouring through you all the time. So that's another one it's pretty hard to open and stabilize. So I dream once a year. So I would also ask you, Northwick, and this might be too personal, but if you use any substances, including weed, because that is going to affect your third eye pretty strongly. Confidence is solar plexus. Yes, it's a will center. Yep. And I just did a video on my page, guys. If you're new here, then go to that chakra little check-in. It's not really a meditation. It's more like a check-in that I just put on my profile yesterday. I think it was yesterday. But it's just something that I do to just quickly check in with all my chakras. The thing about chakras, guys, and the thing about energy centers and the thing about healing for me is that separating our mind from our emotions and from our energy is the most important thing, because so many times we get a hit of energy or a really strong emotion, and then we automatically react with our thoughts and our actions in a way that reflects that emotion, and it does not reflect how we truly feel inside. It's based on our ego and our emotion and the need to prove, or the need to lash out, like the need to validate the emotion that we're having, when really we should be looking in. Why are we feeling like that? Separating, calming, aligning to our true soul purpose in order to make better thoughts happen and then better reactions happen. So, yeah. You're going to do great on your licensing exam. Don't beat yourself up. See, change your thoughts. I feel so incompetent. That's an emotion. That's a thought. Go look at my video. Do the chakra check-in like 10 times before your exam tomorrow. That's my recommendation. Honeybee, you're awesome. You're awesome, Honeybee. I have very vivid dreams almost every night, but they're often really scary. Amy, that's definitely deep-rooted trauma from your past, whether you're conscious of it or not. Your dreams are a combination of your subconscious mind, which is your traumas, and the blockages of your energetic centers is your subconscious, in my opinion, mixed in with the spirit world. So when you fall asleep and your mind is blank, we'll say, right? Blank slate in there, and the frequencies in your brain change when you go to sleep, right? You are entering a state of higher vibration where you can enter the spirit world, but you can also access deep-rooted trauma that exists, you can say, in the subconscious or in your energetic centers, which I would argue. So when you work through those traumas, you will just all of a sudden see that your dreams will be more positive and more filled with light and love from these higher dimensions that you're able to access. Still tapping for the 150K lover. Oh, Debbie, thank you. Alex with more roses. Mike says, "You got this, Sarah." Yes, say affirmations and focus. You got this. I love that. What is your page? Connections with Cass. Connections with Cass. My website is connectionswithcass.com. My TikTok handle, that's what my mom calls it. Is she here? My TikTok handle is Connections with Cass as well. All right, let's do one more. We're close to 150, guys. That's crazy. What do you think of out-of-body experiences? I had one at a young age and one as an adult. That means you're pretty connected already. That's amazing. The more you heal, the more that those kind of experiences can be positive and not scary. And the more we believe that when we set the intention to only connect with the light, we only connect with the light. The more you believe, the more. And see, how can a loved one connect live, being that it's not face-to-face? I'm new to this. Just keep watching and you'll see. So I'm about to do a reading and then I have to head out. So thank you guys all for joining so much. If you are interested in booking a private reading, it's at connectionswithcass.com. I do the free live mediumship readings as much as possible, but they are spirit-led, so I don't choose who comes through. We are going to play the number game. Don't guess the numbers yet if you played this game before, but I've had a number in my head for 2 days and we haven't done it. So Donna already with my rule is if you put it in before I say go, you're discluded, but I'll let you go again. Okay, not yet. So I'll give you a range of what this falls under. And then it's not whatever whoever does it first, it's whatever one I see first. Cash, you meant 151 likes. Oh, sorry. You're definitely not excluded from the game. Sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Thank you for the 151. Thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you. If you're new here, thank you for the likes, thank you for the shares, thank you for the follows. I am a psychic medium, a spiritual coach, just trying to bridge the gap between the spirit world and physical world and provide a space that allows us to talk about spirituality, healing, do mediumship readings in a really light and practical and magical way. I think I like that little tagline, because it is practical. It is part of our everyday. It is something that we need to become more familiar with to make it efficient for us in order for us to live just more stable lives that are filled with light and love. But it's also magical, and it's also really amazing when we step onto this path and understand what's going on. Light, practical, and magical way. We love it. I felt a hug during grounding today. I believe that was validation. Absolutely. That's amazing, Jalen. I'm so happy for you. Okay. All right. I'm going to start to, I'm not going to start to connect. I have the number. Let me just make sure that nobody else is being sent forward. I'm going to check in with Spirit and make sure we're going to do the number game. And then I will tell you exactly what to do for the number game if we're going to do it. So let me just check in with Spirit and then see. I'm not going to look at the chat for the next 1.5 minutes, probably less than that. I actually do have a man stepping forward, so we're not going to do the number game yet. Okay, so this man is late 50s, early 60s when he passes. He is like a biker, like a motorcyclist. There are some specifics here, so I'm gonna give 10 pieces of evidence and then check in with how much you guys can take, 85, 90, 95, or 100. Please don't comment specific things about specific pieces of evidence. Just wait till I prompt and then 85, 90, 95, or 100%, okay? So let me just get some more here. So I do see him in a mountainous landscape because it's like when he's riding on the motorcycle, he likes adrenaline because he's literally on the edge of a mountain, going around a turn, and it's the cliff. But there's something about him really liking adrenaline. But I see him having a Harley, with the handlebars up. It's black. I do believe that he would have been in some sort of motorcycle group because he has the vest on as well. He's wearing a helmet. He would have worn a helmet when he wore his motorcycle. I do believe he passes in a motorcycle accident as well, but he wants me to know that he has the helmet on, but it's one of those circle ones that goes around here. And he also loves food, and I see barbecuing a lot with him, a lot. And I think with his motorcycle friends, this is cool. He would have been the one at the grill. So he cooked for everybody on their trips. And they would have gone far, I want to say across the country at times, multiple states. This guy was on his motorcycle. He is, I keep getting an S name too. I don't know if this is him or somebody that's significant with him. I wanted to say Steve. I'm going to say Steve. And a J name as well. Jeff. or Jared, J name. So an S and a J name. I'm going to leave it at that. And I feel like his home base is mountainous though. And he has like a belly. He's a big guy. And he always was cooking. He's showing me something cooking, something really particular. And I do see a dog around him as well. I feel like he would have had a dog. He's also talking about a woman that I don't think he was married at the time of his passing, but he did have a woman in his life. She would go on the bike with him sometimes, but not all the time, because I do see him alone doing these trips at times. And he's saying that the woman is sick at some point too. There's a woman in his life that's sick, like a romantic partner that gets sick. Can anybody take 85, 90, 95, or 100% of this man so far? I can keep going too. Amy says 95% my uncle. I just looked at 159 people and I'm like, there's no way that uncle feels right too. Amy, I'm going to ask you to come up into the box here. Hi. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
So you can take 95%, is that what you said, for your uncle?
Yes.
Can you just tell me what you can't take?
So he wasn't a bigger guy.
Okay.
But he did come, like, he lived in California, Oklahoma, or not Oklahoma, Oregon. And he came to Missouri right before he passed. And he brought his motorcycle, actually.
Oh, okay.
Um,
And would you have known him to like ride motorcycles like in a group setting?
yes.
And would you know him to not have there's something interesting about his partner at the time of his passing. I don't want to say wife for some reason. I don't know if is it like a girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. And would you know him to either for her to have been sick at some point, or he was married at a point, is that correct?
Yes. His girlfriend, when he passed, was very sick. She had a lot of health issues.
Oh, okay,
And
that's what it is.
she still has a lot of health issues.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because he kept saying like a woman and sick. I do get the sense though that the woman before that, he didn't have great luck with women. He's kind of saying the woman before that, she would have been, I see her very up and down emotionally.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so he's kind of saying like I went, and not knocking either of them actually either, but it's just like he kind of went through the ringer. Like one was a little bit more mentally up and down, and then the next one had a lot of physical health issues. So he thought he was kind of switching vibes, but it ended up being kind of similar in a way for him, for that experience of being with someone. Would you understand a small dog as well? Not a small dog, just a dog that he was.
He had a dog named Lucky. Actually, I adopted the dog when
cool.
he passed, and his jacket from his biking days I have in my closet. So it's so funny.
Okay. So that's why he was showing me that. That's so cool. Thank you. And would you know him to have passed in an accident?
He actually passed from a heart attack.
Oh, okay. So fast passing.
Yes,
Okay.
it was very fast.
And